Oh, hello. I'm Brian. I'm going to be walking you through how to do a Google Earth badge. First things first, let's look at the rubric. To get to the rubric, you go to iptedtech.org, then you click on the secondary education button at the top, and then you come down here to the personal technology projects, and Google Earth is the first 15-point project right here. Click on the technology badge to see the rubric. Now there's 5 points that we're going to be going through. The setup, place markers, tools, recording a tour, and submitting your work. Typically this takes 50 minutes. It's a 50-minute workshop, but we're going to see if we can cut down that time a little bit online. So first, create a folder. Name it after your topic. Then create 3 subfolders, each named after places that you'll visit. Okay, inside of those folders, provide some brief explanation of the location, and then you'll put all of the rest of your content within those folders. So what we're doing is we're creating a backbone, a skeleton for the project that we're going to be creating. So I teach a Portuguese class. I don't really, but let's pretend that I do. And I want to inform my Portuguese 101 class of the top 3 Portuguese language speaking nations of the world. So I think, oh, you know what? Let's do it in Google Earth. So I'll need to create a folder. Welcome to Google Earth. By the way, if you don't have Google Earth, you can get it for free by just typing Google Earth, and the first option will let you click download, and you click agree and download, and it's like a 50, maybe a 200 megabyte program. I'm not sure how much it is these days. You can use it on Windows, Mac, or Linux operating systems. Once the file downloads to your computer, you just double click on whatever executable file you have, whether it's a exe file for Windows or DMG file for Mac. I don't know what it is for Linux. That'll open the application. If you already have it downloaded to your applications folder and you don't know exactly how to drill down and get there, just do this little search thing. If you're on a Mac, press Control or Apple spacebar, and then type in Google Earth, and it will search your computer and open the application. Okay, so let's take a quick tour. Not to get too far off track here, but we've got a little search bar on the side. Okay, you can type in places like your favorite high school. Search. Let's go. Let's go to my high school. So exciting. Woohoo! There it is. That's where I grew up. I can see my house. Okay, up at the top, you've got a few tools. You can add place markers, create polygons, little shapes, lines. You can overlay images. You can record a tour. You can use the ruler. That's basically all the tools that we'll use up there. Now, here we have 2 more things, places and layers. Oh, that looks overwhelming, doesn't it? So basically, there are 2 spaces. You'll have my places and temporary places. When you download .kmz files, those are native Google Earth files from your friend in Zimbabwe. Your teacher friend made this really cool Google Earth project, wants to share it with you. You can just email it to you, or she can, and you can just open it up and it will appear after you open it under my temporary places. Then you can move it into my places if you want. My places is where you keep all the projects you're working on. When you add a pin, you'll click, or a place marker, is what Google Earth calls it. It will appear in, well, it'll appear in whatever folder that you have selected. If you have this one selected and you click add a pin, then Redmond High. And then see, it appears at the very bottom of this major folder right here. Ooh. I right click and press delete to get rid of it. Okay, so that's a tour of the setup, and then this is your screen, your visualization. You can click this to rotate that direction. You can click that to actually go there. Click here to go to a street view. Wow. Oh. And then click it again to exit. Let's get out of here. That zooms you out. Okay. Nostalgia. It's a time killer. Where were we? Rubric. Okay. Main folder, 3 subfolders. Okay. So here's my main folder. Portuguese-speaking countries. Instead of introducing you to my project and the concept that I want you to do, I just copied down the rubric for the badge. So if you, for some reason, forget where to go to for the badge, but you have access to my KMZ file, which is available on my website that you can download at any time, you can get into this code and make yours look just like this. This took a little bit of extra formatting to be able to edit one of these windows. When you click on this folder object, you right click and you go down to get info if you're on a Mac. I think it's properties if you're on Windows. And this is the description tab. There's a style and a view thing, but this is what we really care about. Okay. A lot of HTML in this. I'm going to introduce you to only 2 HTML tags that you'll really need to be aware of. All the other stuff here is extra. Rubric. Okay, so this is our main folder. For your projects, I want you to give the title of your project, and then I want you to say, this is why we're using Google Earth, basically. And then I want you to say, for an optimal viewing experience, turn on the following layers, which we'll talk about at the bottom. Okay, we'll come back to that. So then there need to be at least three subfolders. Okay, my 3 of places that you'll visit. My 3 subfolders are Brazil, Mozambique, and Portugal. It says in the rubric that you need to have a brief description of the places that you'll visit, stuff like that. I've also included an image and a link to where I copied the text from. Okay, I think we're done with part 1. Nope, just the folders. Okay, visual layers. Turn on 3 to 4 visual layers, turn on 3 to 4 informational layers. Okay, people, the difference between, okay, first of all, these are layers. Let's close this. Okay, layers. Layers are things that you can overlay on top of the globe to give you more information. Visual layers are pictures and videos, like borders. It shows you borders of the country, whoa, that you're looking at with names and things like that. Cities, if you right click, you can say directions from here to here. Let's show more things. Okay, these are all visual layers. The more you scroll in, the more things will appear. Sometimes you have to scroll out in order to visualize things. Now in the rubric it says that you should explore, you should turn on, first of all, I want you to explore all of the layers and zoom in and out on all of them and try to see what they are and how they could be applicable to your project. Okay, what kind of added information they could afford your students. All right, once you pick the 3 best visual layers, I want you to save 1 item from each of those visual layers and 1 item from each of those 3 informational layers to My Places. Okay, My Places again is over here. Places. There we go. My Places. So let's say this picture of, okay, too many layers gets really distracting. I'm trying to drag the layers up so I can, okay, fine, you win. We're gonna see how distracting this gets when everything gets turned on. I'm gonna add some clouds, add a bunch of things from NASA. Ah! I'm going crazy, there's too much information. Okay, so that's why I recommend just turning them on one at a time. And there's more. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm playing SimCity and it's about to crash. Speaking of crashing, oh my gosh, save often, okay? What you're gonna wanna do is log in the top right corner here. I'm already logged in using your Google account. That way it'll save to your Google account cloud, okay? Then you come up here to File, Save, and then when you click Save My Places, it'll save everything under this giant folder right here. Okay. If you want to save something specifically, you can save like just the Brazil folder. You go to Save Place As, and that will save that as a KMZ file. If you want to do the whole project, you just click on the master folder up there, and voila. Save. What the? There we go. Save. Okay. Back to the rubric. I got distracted. What are we doing? We're exploring layers. Okay. So we got totally bombarded by all of this information. Okay. We don't know what's important, what's not. That's why I encourage you guys to turn off or just look at everything one at a time. Let's just look at dead zones in the ocean. Whoa, there it is. There's a dead zone in Brazil. Peña Basin. Okay, so on the rubric it says you need to save a minimum of 6 of these little items or content pieces to My Places, okay? This is going to be one of my informational little layers, okay? When I click Save to My Places, now watch this, boom, just added that to the bottom of My Places, and I can drag and drop that into Brazil. Drag, drop. I want it down here. Okay, great. Now, check this out. When I go back to the main layer and then I hide the dead zones, it's still there because it's saved in My Places. So that means that you can have important items that you want to call out visible, but all that other distracting stuff is hidden away. That's why we save these items to My Places. So I want you to get plenty of practice doing that. Save 3 visuals, 3 informationals. If you have any questions, read the rubric again, and then email me. Part 1 done. Only been going 15 minutes. That's spectacular. Okay, place markers. Now we need to populate our subfolders. Okay? Create one place marker for each location you selected. So that's for each subfolder. Modify. Change at least one place marker icon to a different image, color, or scale. So not all of them, just one. Okay. In at least one place marker, include at least 2 paragraphs of text, such as what's this place, blah, blah, blah. Add at least one link to each place marker. Okay, so every place marker needs a link. All right. So every folder needs a place marker. Every place marker needs a link. Modify at least one place marker. In at least one place marker, add text. Okay, let's do that. Oh, surprise, I've already done it. So, the folder had this information on it, right? So, Brazil, you don't have any information in you, but you have been modified. So, to modify a pin, scale or color, you come in here. This is just overwhelmingly huge. Okay, so check this out. The label is the name Brazil in this case. The icon is the little pin itself. It's not the push part, it's the metal part. So check this out. You can go and make this super teeny, okay? 1. All right. I chose yellow and green because those are Brazil's flag colors, okay? But you can choose whatever you want. There's different types of color scales that you can choose from. Okay, so the reason I chose it so big is because Brazil's a big place, and I wanted it to kind of stand out. See how you have to kind of zoom in big time in order for it to see that? Oh, by the way, you can also access the properties or info area by clicking on the object you're interested in itself. So let's go back here and pump that back up to 5, and what was it, 2? That's not beefy enough. 3, that's better. Change the opacity if you want, but I don't think that's great for pins. You want those solid. Okay. There's something I'm missing. We need a link. Okay, so to add links, let's just go ahead and go to Brazil, Wikipedia. Okay, all right, so we've got our URL. Copy that, go back to Google Earth, and then we'll say add link. And then paste your URL in there, and Google Earth does all the HTML coding for you. In case you were wondering, this is called an anchor tag, okay? A is for anchor, and what you're doing is you're anchoring this text right here with I'll just type, instead of the URL, I'll just type learn more about Brazil. You're anchoring this text with this hyperlink reference, href, hyperlink reference. So the anchor and the hyperlink reference is equal to, in quotation marks, the URL, close quotation marks, and caret. And then inside the 2 carets here, you have your anchor text, and then close anchor. And then when you click on this, boom, learn more about Brazil, click on it, and by default, it will send you inside of Google Earth to a web browser. You can change this preference by going to Google Preferences, General, and then toggle that right there. Okay, click back to Google Earth. Did we get what was in the rubric? Modify at least one place marker. Add text, at least 2 paragraphs. What the what? We need to add 2 paragraphs. That looks good. So this is going to carry with it a lot of the style formatting. We don't want that. So I'm going to copy this text, and I'm going to open, this is a trick, guys. I'm going to give it to you for free. You copy the text from Wikipedia, you paste it. Now, there's a more efficient way to do this. This is just the fastest way. Or there's a better way to do this. This is the fastest way to do it. you paste it into your web browser, and that will strip the rich formatting into plain text. That means all of the font styles and sizes and colors, that all disappears. So you paste it into the URL area, you select all, you cut, you close the tab, you go to where you want to paste it, get info, and you paste it. Okay, and I'm going to create a new paragraph here. Okay, the reason why we want you to have 2 paragraphs is so that I can see that you know how to use these HTML tags called paragraph tags. So for a tag is telling the computer browser what is inside of it. There's an opening tag and a closing tag, okay? So let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. An opening paragraph tag is an open caret with a P and then a closed caret. And then you put a paragraph in here, and then when you're done, you close it and tell the computer, okay, I'm done with the paragraph. So it's the same thing except you put a / in front of the P, okay? So let's do that, but for this, okay? Oh, let me show you what this looks like. Even though it looks right with the spaces in here, it's not going to look right. It's going to look like all one big blob. See? Okay, so let's go back and add those P tags. P, oops, that's a closing tag, not an opening tag. P. Okay, now it's going to look good. Boom, that's how you do it. Okay, if for some reason you need more spaces in between there, let's say I just can't stand, I think I need like an extra space in between the link here and the paragraphs below. You go ahead and add a second. I'm just going to add a bunch of space because I know it doesn't matter. It's going to delete it anyway, just for visibility's sake. This tag is called a break, okay? BR, that's it. You just put 2 of those bad boys in there. It's like a carriage return. Break. And I'm going to have an extra space. 1, 2. Boom. That's all you need to know for your HTML. I think I kind of skipped ahead, but that's this requirement right here. Okay, we created place markers, we modified them, we added text, we added a link. Have we added an image yet? We haven't added an image. Okay. So Brazil. For this, since I'm going to be grading it, since you're going to be doing this in class, since these presentations aren't going to be viewed outside of class, you don't need to go the extra mile and use search tools for images, search tools, and go to usage rights and say labeled for reuse, because you're not concerned about, because you are concerned, you don't have fair use to cover you if you share this outside of your classroom. Okay. So you would want to use images like this that are from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is all open source stuff. So when you come to your images, you want to drill down and click View Image, and you want this nice, tiny, short URL right here. That's what you want. It's going to say .gif, .png, .jpeg, .jpg, .svg. Those are all file types for images, okay? Google will accept those. So then you come back into where you want to add the image. I'm sorry, that just annoys me. It's gotta happen. And then you click Add Image, paste the URL for that image right here, and again, it adds the code for you. Unfortunately, you're going to have to resize, so I'm going to teach you one little extra thing. Whoa! Actually, that's not a bad size. I like that size. But let's say that size is too big. Let's just pretend. say you want half that size. I'm going to teach you one sure way to do it. Okay, what are we looking at here? Okay, here's our image code up here. It's just this one. Image source equals blah, blah, blah. That's it. I'm just saying, I want you to go out, web browser, I want you to go out into the internet, find me this image, go! Okay, between the close, what's this called? English majors. It's right next to the enter key on the keyboard. Whatever that little thing is. In between that thing and this thing, and it doesn't matter how many spaces you have in here, you just type width equals open thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Close thing. Okay. This is default in pixels. You can type px if you want to let it know for sure you're talking about pixels. And so I'm saying, for this image, I want you to pull this image down off the internet, and I want you to display it with a width of 500 pixels. And without saying the height, it will automatically auto-constrain itself to the correct size. Okay, so let's see how that works. Ah, that's much better. Except now these are on the same line. I'm sorry, guys. Just got to troubleshoot this here. So if I want this on another line, just go break. Let's give it a space too. Break. There you go. Yeah, much better. Okay. How are we doing? 30 minutes? We are ahead of schedule, my friends. We are so good. Okay, so we created a pin, modified it, added text, added links, added image, video. Video! This is the bane of my existence. Okay. I haven't been able to get this to work on mine. I'm sure by the time that you are watching this, I'll have figured it out. You can email me and ask me if you can't figure it out yet. But to complete the rubric requirement, it asks you to add a video from YouTube using the embed code provided on the YouTube page. Since this rubric was created, things have changed and it's no longer working really well. The video should be related to your place marker. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get your points at least. The video needs to be related to Brazil. So let's come here, let's type in Brazil video. Go, it asks for YouTube, so you go to search tools, YouTube. Okay, it looks, John Oliver is always great.
Brazil went to...
Okay, so to get the embed code, you click on the share button, and then this is the URL, but we want the embed code. So you click embed. Oh, disabled by request. Poor John Oliver. Okay. Click on this one. Embed. Okay. So let's take a look at this embed code a little bit more. So I'm going to copy that, bring it over into Google Earth, right click. Okay. A little break, a little breaky. First thing is going to be this little video. Okay, so Google is paranoid with security, and they won't display, typically won't display video or images from anywhere unless that's coming from a secure server. And so what you need to do, let me just show you what this looks like. It looks like nothing. Oh, before I click on it, I'm going to save. Save my places. I'm going to save everything in here. Okay, because this might crash on us. So we click, here's my video, it's somewhere in here, but we can't see it. Right click, I'm going to show you how to visualize it. If you tell the computer that it's secure by typing HTTPS:// wonder if that does anything. Then we're at least going to see a black box. Let's check it out. We see the black box, okay? This is the bare minimum that you need to have in order for you to get points for this element in the rubric, for the add a video. It doesn't have to play, I just have to see that it's in your code, okay? There's a 50-50 chance if I click on this, it'll close Google Earth, so I'm not going to do it. But we will leave that there. If it's bothering you that the sizes are different, you can adjust those sizes here. The width being 500. I hope that will auto adjust. Let's see. It did not auto adjust. But the width sure is 500. So I would have to work out the ratio of what that was. But for now, we'll just leave it be. Okay, back to the rubric. Place markers done. Okay, we're a little bit over, no worries. Tools. Image overlay, polygon tool, path tool, ruler. Cake. All right, why would you want, we've already talked about the place marker tool and how cool it is to be able to say, this is this place. Polygon tool. Why is this cool? Well, in case you were wondering where Brazil is, boom! You create a little polygon to show you. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do that right now. I'm going to come back up here and show the borders. I'm going to click polygon tool. I'm going to say outline of political boundary of Brazil. Okay, now while this is open, this is the only chance I have to edit it. Okay, to actually draw the lines. So this is going to be super ragged, but okay, you get the idea. If you want to go to make an adjustment, you just come in here, you click on it when it turns green. Now that one's selected. You can just pull it in. Or you can add another one right there. See how that works? Oh, I want to go back to this one. There we go. Okay, so you make little adjustments here. If I want to adjust for this, what I would do is I would click on this one, and then I would just click here. Boom. And click back here. There. Okay. All right. So yeah, to change the style, you can change the opacity here. 20%. I actually do kind of like it green, but we're going to change this to purple. Oh, back to 100%. 20%. Now Brazil just looks sick. That's great. Okay, so that's the idea. You can call out areas. Say I wanted to show the area of Brazil that does not speak Portuguese. Boom, Amazon, right there. Okay, so you get the idea for that tool. Next tool is the line tool. Okay, say I wanted to show where Pedro Alvarez Cabral, his path in exploring and finding Brazil and starting trade routes. Okay, you use the same technique as you would the was great. The polygon tool. You just click, 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 and you can create stuff. I just held it down, and it went to fully automatic on us. But that's the idea for that. Okay, next tool, image overlay. All right, let's say you wanted to get an idea for how big Brazil is. What's a way you could do that? Oh, well, let's overlay Texas over there and see what it looks like. Okay, so we'll just click that guy right there. Click on Texas, and what I did was I clicked image overlay, and then I found a link online, and I just pasted in there. Okay, and then what Google Earth does is anytime you click on this, it'll go out to the web. As long as you have an internet connection, it will find that image and it will put it right there. Whoops, cancel, cancel, abort, abort. Okay, so if I wanted to adjust the image, you have to go into properties or get info and then mess around with these little green things right here. Like that. Okay. That actually takes a lot of skill to get it just right, and so you can tell mine's a little bit off. All right, so then how do you use the ruler tool? Say I want to measure the distance between here and here. Okay, ruler, here to here. What the? Okay, 1280 kilometers. Nice. I actually already did this one. It's about 800 miles. Okay, so say I wanted to come down to Brazil. And say I didn't have that as reference already, I could just draw a line like I have here. And then I can just line it up and put the top corner here and the bottom corner here. Okay, and it looks like that. Voila. So you can kind of tell Brazil is roughly the size of the United States. Kind of cool. Oh my gosh, did I get distracted again? Are we off rubric? Oh no, we're on rubric. Good. Image overlay, polygon tool. Another reason you might want to do an image overlay is if you had like a key, you create a graphic yourself, or you want to describe what's going on in a little text thing that's constantly there. You want to be able to compare something that's visible so you don't have to like close it and open it and close it. If you do an image overlay, it can just be open, and then you can kind of look at things that are going on and compare information. So I'll let your imaginations go wild on how to apply that. Okay, how to record a tour. This is the most important feature of Google Earth, okay? You're not going to be in front of your class doing demonstrations most of the time. And most of the time, you're going to want to practice it and get it looking good, you know? So what you can do is record a tour. A lot of teachers use tours at the very beginning of their KMZ file, and maybe that's all they do, is they export a tour, and that's it. Everything else is just like kind of like props so that you have things to click on to show during the tour. Okay? Forgive me in my Seattle accent of saying tour instead of tour or whatever you say. Tours can be used as like a standalone thing. It could be like an introduction piece to your whole thing, and then you invite students to click around and explore on their own. You could have record a small tour for each of the subfolders. Say this is the Brazil tour, this is the blah blah tour. Sometimes it's easier to break it down that way, so you don't have to practice everything all at the same time. I recommend creating a script for yourself. Just trust me, take 10 minutes and write down a little script, okay? Let me just show you an example of a tour that I made. Today we're going to identify the top 3 Portuguese-speaking nations by population in the world. The first one we're going to look at is Brazil. Brazil has a population of 192 million people. Most all of them are Portuguese speakers. The second most populous country in the world that speaks Portuguese is Mozambique in Africa. Mozambique has a population of 19.4 million people. And third is Portugal itself, with only 10.5 million Portuguese speakers. Okay, so that's an example of a tour, and that is why you do all the hard work over here. Yeah. Oh yeah, how to create a tour. You click the video button up here, and then this is very simple. There's a few different ways you can do it. You could just record the visuals, or you could record the audio and the visual, or you could record a little bit of audio and then like silence it and then bring it back. You can mess around with that on your own, but I'll just show you this basic concept. You click the microphone button and it starts recording. You start dragging around. You close the recording by clicking the microphone button again. What just happened? Oh my gosh, did I tell you the wrong thing? Okay, start by clicking the microphone button. That says start recording my voice and obviously the video. And then to close it, you have to click the end record button. Phone button, and it starts recording. You start dragging around. You close the recording by clicking the microphone. See how it cuts out the audio there? Okay, so that's the idea. I'll let you play around with that one. We're almost done, guys. We're gonna end before we're even done. This is great. Okay. Did I miss anything in the rubric? I should have clicked a few items in my tour. Do that in yours. Save it with a description of the nature of the video and what that is. I wonder if I did that. I did not do that. So this 1-minute video identifies the top 3 P-speaking countries in the world. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, now I'm legit. So I click on the major folder. I click File, Save, Save, Place As. And then it pops up as a KMZ file, okay? I'll name it Google Earth, and my name, Brian Tanner. My documents, I want it to my desktop. Okay, great, so I saved that to my desktop. Oh, one other thing I forgot when using the ruler tool. Okay, when using the ruler tool, you can either do this, or while you're actually using it, I want you to take a screenshot. Don't just save an image here because it won't show up the window. It'll just show this back window. And what I need to see is this 799 miles or whatever the length is so that I know this is a ruler and not a line. So on a Mac, a way to take a screenshot is pressing Shift Command 3. Do you hear that? I took a picture of my entire screen. A more elegant way to do it is do Shift Command 4, and you see this little cursor thing with a little cross bead. Then you can just click what you want. So I'm just going to do that right there. Another way to do it is Shift Command 4 and then spacebar, but it will only take one window. And so that won't work for us now. Just wanted to give you the heads up. Okay, so now I have my KMZ file and I have my other thing. Where's the screenshot? Is this it? Wrong screenshot. What time? There you are. Okay, so ruler. All right, so now I go and I click create new page. I click Google Earth, as it says in the rubric, web page, put it as a sub page under my 286 portfolio. Okay, so I've already created it, but when it creates, it'll look like, oh my gosh, it'll look like this without the text here and without this. So first thing you do is you come down here, you click add file, and you go to your KMZ file, KMZ, okay, Google Earth Brian Tanner, and then you add that, okay. Oh my gosh, stop. It won't let me add. Okay, we're just gonna add that for fun. My window is too big. Okay, so now you are welcome to come and download my KMZ file and take a look at the code if you're curious. Okay, for editing the page to add the ruler screenshot, you come in here, click edit page. I'm gonna delete this bad boy. Okay, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do insert image. Come on, image. Is it working? Well, that's the idea anyway. We froze. We're frozen. Okay. Oh, well. Couldn't focus. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Unfrozen. Back here, insert image. We're going to go, I'm going to upload the image from my desktop. Come on now. This is ridiculous. I'm sure you guys have the same issues. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm just going to troubleshoot a little bit. Refresh the page, edit the page, click on the editing area, add image. There we go. Upload image, ruler. There we go. Click OK, and zoom, do it large, boom. So this is a ruler screenshot to show students learning Portuguese. Oh. This is a Google Earth project to show students learning Portuguese, blah, blah, blah. This screenshot is of me using the ruler tool in Google Earth. I'm measuring the distance of Texas so I can compare it with the distance. So I can compare, so I can visualize the distance overlaid in Brazil. Okay, so give me an explanation of why you're using Google Earth, and then give me an explanation of why you're using the ruler tool. Give me a screenshot, give me your KMZ file, click save, copy your URL, come here to the PTP thingy, and come here and click submit. I wonder if this is going to allow me to do it. Submit twice. I've never submitted twice. I rarely go into student view. Maybe I shouldn't admit that. Oh. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's reset this. When I did that, what it did is it sent me to the page that I had submitted previously. Okay, but now I've reset the student. So let's go to PTP2 assignment page. We're so close to being done. Submit assignment. Don't do the file upload. Go to the website URL. Copy it in there. Say 15 points Google Earth project. I learned so much. Yada, yada, yada. Thank you for helping me become a better teacher. Submit, wait for that confirmation, and then we are done. Oh, 2 minutes over. I'm sorry, guys. We were close. It was a valiant effort. Okay, see you next time.